The Thornhill's home caught fire with kids inside who were attending a daycare here. Now, they all got out safely, but the couple says the experience left them shaken and deeply resentful of Columbia Gas, a company they say still isn't doing the right thing. 42 years of memories now relegated to a dumpster. Items that escaped the flames at the East Water Street home, but were damaged beyond repair by smoke and water.
42 years, you bring something into your house, 85% of that, we can't use. Be careful.
Dean Thornhill was home when the gas ignited in his basement.
And this entire area was one big gas flame. When I said the basement was engulfed, I knew there was nothing I could do.
But that wasn't his biggest concern.
We had 4 children in the back that we had to get out of here.
4 children in the home daycare with his wife, Mona.
I'm thinking it's gonna explode.
How hard was it to keep your composure?
Oh my God. You had to be strong for the kids.
It would be hours before the Thornhills would learn they were victims of the biggest natural gas disaster in state history. Still, the Thornhills consider themselves lucky.
We have a roof over our head, we have heat.
We're alive.
Yeah, we're alive. We got the children out, which I have nightmares about that.
The daycare is now eerily quiet, frozen. Their daughter-in-law, who owns it, now has no income, and the dominoes keep falling.
6 families, because we got 3 sets of siblings, and they're all displaced now. No daycare.
They say Columbia Gas replaced the lines on their street last year, but never installed the high-pressure valve that would have saved their home.
If a group of people came into the Merrimack Valley and set a bunch of houses on fire, right, our government would have those people arrested.
And they basically got away with it.
That's how you been.
The daycare families now have to settle for brief reunions, like Abby's 4th birthday.
Dean and Mona are amazing.
Amazing people that were watching their house burn down, yet acting like nothing was happening so that the kids didn't panic.
Abby's
we
idea.
said we were superheroes for getting her out of the school with the smoke in it.
A symbol of normalcy when their lives feel upside down.
It's always there. It's always in the back of your mind, no matter what you're doing. You think about it. You dream about it. You wake up in the morning, that's the first thing on your mind.
I guess we have a mission to make the old house, give it life again.
And to reclaim the life they knew before September 13th. So what's it like walking in here now?
It's like walking into a barn, right? I mean, a lot of history.
Yeah.
Hard to tell which room you're in, because you're kind of all out of focus.
The smoke, fire, and water damage was so extensive they had no choice but to demolish the inside. But in February, that emptiness held promise.
Do you feel more hopeful?
Yes. If you stay angry, they win. You're the one that suffers. You're the one that doesn't sleep.
It's like grief.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Really, it is. So this was the upstairs part of the daycare.
Their top priority is reopening the home daycare on the property. Their daughter-in-law, who owns the business, hasn't received a paycheck since the fire.
Can you imagine kids being in here again?
I can. I can't wait.
We should knock on the door.
With so much change in the house and in their lives, the Thornhills now find normalcy in returning to walk the neighborhood that even now feels like home.
At least now we're moving forward. I mean, take a look. Who would ever think that this makes you feel better? The luckiest, unlucky people we know.
But that was 6.5 months ago, and there has been very little progress here inside since then. The Thornhills say that makes their future feel like one big, frustrating question mark.
Mona and I have a new saying. Well, at least the siding looks good. The outside is looking all right, but we don't live on the outside.
They want to measure progress in walls and ceilings, furniture and appliances, all of which are still coming someday. Are you still months, though, from being able to move in here?
I asked my contractor that yesterday, and the answer was, I don't know, I don't have an answer for you.
Which means their planning only goes so far.
I finally got my washer and dryer upstairs instead of the basement. Woo!
But unfortunately, this is it.
Well, when it's here, it's going to be great. It's not easy to stay positive.
Everything's been painted, repainted.
Their daughter-in-law's home daycare on the property is still closed. A year's income gone. No word when kids might run through the door again or grab a drink at playtime.
Why is it taking so long?
Insurance.
The Thornhills say it took 100 days to get the first insurance check and another 100 days to determine what it would take to bring the antique home up to code. The last time we talked, you were so hopeful.
Yeah, we were.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
We've been neighbors for 40 years, and for them not to have a home, they have an apartment, but it's not the same thing at all.
Neighbor Nancy Robinson watches their house, mows the lawn, and picks up the mail unless they're around.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She says she'll never forget the chaos last September 13th. Could you have anticipated on that day that it would take this long?
No. Why should it?
People from the outside think everything's back to normal, that everybody's okay now, everybody's in their home, everybody has what they lost, but it's not true.
As they eagerly anticipate moving back, they're also hoping the judge who's deciding whether to approve Columbia Gas's proposed $143 million settlement will say no and order the company to dig deeper.
It sounds like a lot of money, but once everybody gets paid and everybody gets their piece of the pie, the pie's it's crumbs. I don't think it's going to be enough to make anybody whole, not the victims anyway.